If you want to submit your battles to the CL highlights, there's a link in the description, so check that out.
Continue.
Hey everyone, and welcome to a new video. So today we will be taking a look at Overlord Master of Illusions. We will just take a look at his skills, see how he behaves in battle, and what would be the best things to do with him. Big thanks starting from now to Tsuika, because we are on Tsuika's account and he has Overlord Master of Illusions and we can test it out with all the good things like Zoroark on his team, etc. So yeah, if you do enjoy my content and you want to support what I do, at least don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't, okay? So let's just start and let's take a look at the passive and understand what is this Pokemon all about. So, starting over here with Master of Phantom, increasing your own dodge by 30% and restriction damage by 30%. This is already nice, having 30% dodge. You don't know how annoying it is to deal a Pokemon with dodge. But wait! There's more, okay? When there's a Zoroark in your team, increases all of your members' restriction damage and defenses by 30%. So, awesome? Not just that, there's more. When Zoroark is alive, increases your own dodge by 30% and, again, restriction damage by 30%. So, if all of these descriptions are correct, when Zoroark is in the team and is alive, this guy has 90% extra restriction damage, and not just that, 60% dodge and 30% defenses. So, as you can see just by these first three parts of the passive, it's important that first you have a Zoroark with your team, and second, your Zoroark needs to stay alive. So it's important, for example, to use heavy armor with a Zoroark, and instead of speed boost, Tsuika has speed boost because he was using Zoroark for other purposes. Instead of speed boost, we would run, what is this called again? Pain treatment. We would run pain treatment because when the enemy attacks you, you have a chance to heal. So if together with the heavy armor and together with the gear, if you give him a Regigigas gear to Zoroark to increase his survivability, Zoroark needs to be alive for all of these badass passives to work. Going to the last part of his passive, we have Illusion. Add an illusion mark to itself every time when you attack. Each mark of illusion will increase your own skill damage and speed up to 5 times by 6%. We will take a look at this in battle and see how it works. So, according to the passive, each time that I will attack, I will get a stack of the passive, and I will get speed and damage increase. We cannot see the damage increase over here, but we can take a look at the speed at least. Right now, I do have speed boost 3 though, so I'm going to use Volcanion to just stack that speed boost 3 even quicker. And for those who don't know, like about the speed boost stacking of Volcanion, you guys should check out yesterday's video where I talk a little bit about Volcanion and speed boosts. Anyways, now that I have 3 stacks of speed boost 3, I have 1 stack of passive because I attacked. Since I already have 3 stacks of speed boost 3, I should not get more speed unless it's coming from any other source, which is my passive. So right now I have 56k speed, and if I attack again, I get 1 more stack of the passive, which should give me more speed. I have 58k speed, and if I go and attack again, I'm only attacking with the same move, obviously, just so that that the battle just lasts for a while. I have 60k speed, and look at this. 4 stacks of the passive, 62k speed. So I keep getting speed and hopefully also damage increase, right? Going to his first skill, it's a dark type single target skill with 65 skill power. It increases your attacks by 30%, and it's both of your attacks because Zoroark deals both special attack and physical attack damage. So it decreases both of your attacks by 30% for 2 rounds and has 50% chance of moving again, and you can hit Pokemons anywhere they are. So it goes like this. You have a chance to move again. I was not lucky this time, so I will just have to take a look at the enemy attacking me, and now the Z skill is basically the same thing, but it increases your attacks by 40% instead of, what was the other one, 30? And you will move again for sure. So now if I use this, I will move again for sure, as you guys can see. Now, let me just give you guys a quick note. If you guys are playing Master of Illusions, Genesect, Lucario, any Pokemon that uses 2 different types of attacks, please don't put strike cards into both attacks. Because even though he uses both of the attacks, both physical and special attack, even though he uses both, it's always better for you to invest in a single one. So you can put all of your gear special attack, for example, or physical attack, whatever is your preference. So you can put all of your gear in special attack, and also all of your strike cards into special attack, speed, and HP, whatever. But putting all of your strike cards in special attack instead of both of the attacks, for example, will be better, not for the damage, because the damage will be exactly the same, but it will be better for your future one day. If you get bored of the Pokemon that you are playing, of course you don't want to have a Pokemon with 2 kinds of attacks invested, because it will be harder for you to inherit away. So keep that in mind for your future Pokemons. I hope this quick tip worked, and let's go back to the skills. Going to skill number 2 is a Psychic type single target skill that reduces the enemy's defenses by 25% and has 70% chance of inflicting confusion on the enemy. Right now I was not lucky on inflicting the confusion, but that's okay. Now on the Z skill is basically exactly the same thing, but the skill has 50% extra crit and crit damage. That's the only difference over here. As you can see, I did more damage, and Earth Devil got confused, but it already healed back up with probably with a heal metal. I didn't notice, but yeah, you guys get the point. Going to our skill number 3, we have a fighting type skill with 75 skill power, and it's single target. The power of this skill will be increased every time that you use the skill, and this little effect lasts for 3 rounds and can stack up to 3 times. Also, you mark on your enemy and your enemy will be bleeding, which means that your enemy cannot heal. So right now, if I use my fighting over here against this Earth Devil, now it's his move, and you see that he cannot heal at all. His HP doesn't go up. Now, using the Z version of the skill is basically the same thing, with the exception that you get 50% rage. We cannot see the rage over here, so I'm just going to use the ultimate, okay, so that we can see our rage increasing after I use the move. Let's just take a look. Oh, this is perfect. Jirachi used this ultimate, so I'm out of rage. Now, if I use my Z fighting over here, it's exactly the same thing. You guys can see that I have 1 stack of the Z fighting over here, of this fighting move actually. 1 stack of having extra damage, and you guys can see below your Pokemon. And if I use it, the Z1 over here, what will happen is that my rage got massively increased. I got 50% rage increase just because of using the Z fighting, and I have another stack. So basically, since I will basically just do more damage the more stacks I have, but of course this is a Heatran with a with a freaking shield, so it's normal that I don't do much damage to a Heatran with a fighting move that is not even a fighting type Pokemon. And finally, skill number 4, your ultimate, and this is the highest damage dealing ability that this Pokemon can have. It will ignore and dispel Guardian Souls and buffs on the enemy, also ignoring a party's defense and inflicting 2-time restriction to all Pokemon. This means that you will be always dealing super effective damage to the enemy Pokemon. The skill can hit Pokemons anywhere they are, like diving, flying, etc. with 105 skill power, but with all that extra restriction damage, it makes it really strong, as you guys could see. Also, on the Z part of the skill, it still ignores Guardian Souls, but instead of dispelling the buffs, it absorbs the buffs. So instead of you dispelling and removing the buffs from the enemy, you not only do that, but you will steal the buffs for yourself. Right now you can see like Heatran has a lot of buffs, and if I use this, I'm going to absorb nothing. So I got a little bit confused of what the heck is going on over here. Why am I not getting buffs? And honestly, after testing around a little bit, I still don't understand. So as you guys could see, like Jirachi used this buff stealing move, so now Heatran has a bunch of buffs, or I could even attack just Jirachi and steal Jirachi's speed that Jirachi has right now. Or even Heatran already attacked and Heatran has speed boost. This is supposed to absorb the enemy's buffs. So it's supposed that your buffs of Zoroark get increased. We have right now, for example, 43k speed. I will get a little bit more speed because of my passive. And it seems like this some of the speed of Heatran was dispelled indeed. And I'm not sure, maybe I absorbed the speed boost buff, that's what happened. And yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. So the reason why I was not seeing any buff increase, it's because first, the defense increase that Heatran has, it's because of the Heatran itself. The speed boost that Heatran has over here, it's because Jirachi's buff cannot be dispelled. And on top of it, what I did steal was technically the buff from Speed Boost 3, which did put me at 3 stacks of Speed Boost 3, and well, it's harder for me to steal the buffs, to see the buffs that I did steal. But apparently this should be working fine. If you guys think that I am wrong about this theory over here, just let me know in the comments, since I don't play much of Overlord Master of Illusions myself. This is kind of my second impression because I already played with him before, but that's exactly what it feels that it happened. I did steal buffs, but since it was a buff of Speed Boost 3, I got 3 stacks of Speed Boost 3. I believe that's what is going on, but if I am wrong, you guys just, you know, you guys just say something in the comments. But as you guys can see, like the damage on his ultimate, it's actually really nice. Over here is just because, well, he already does not have his passive up, but let's put this big boy in a team and we will see the damage increase that he has in a real team. So after putting this big boy in a team, I gotta say that I am hopeful that this will be like a very good experience. So let's start with the Z Knight charge, making myself move again and giving me myself some buffs. I'm going to use the ultimate straight away so that I can take down this this Earth Devil out of the way right now, and use some shields over here so that we are protected for a while. And now that I still have a Mesprit on my team, I can still use my ultimate and hopefully just one-shot this easily, like very easily over here. We need to go and test against someone of higher power, since the Zoroark that I'm using is around 5 million. So I would say that the most fair battles would happen at around like 15 million and above. There you go. We have Lugia with Eons. So Lugia cannot move twice because of Zoroark. The speed is close to the same. He has much more speed and also has much more stats. As you can see, that Lugia after the buff, 655k special attack. So this should be somewhat of a nice testing over here. Even though I feel like this Lugia will have like no chance at all, because I can just move again because of my buff. And now, removing the buffs that Lugia has, I will just one-shot the Lugia this way. Like, there's no way these people have any chance. Right now, since they only have Eon Duo as Pokemons in the team, there's no point of finishing the battle. It's an easy win. Let's move on to bigger powers and push this Master of Illusions to the limit. Just to remind you guys of the power of Master of Illusions, so it's a 5 million power boy with an endless set, and nothing much else is going on over here. It has heavy armor, and yeah, that should be more than enough to have some decent battles. We have some 70 million power players over there. but we want to see if there's a 15. 15, there's no 15. Okay, since there's no 15, let's move on straight away into the 17 million power players and hopefully get something nice out of this. Let's check it out. So this 17 million power player is using Resonance Lugia. Oh no. Oh no, and it has double the speed. So this guy, this is a big boy. Okay? This over here is a big boy, but we can find a way to counter that big boy in a little bit. Pretty sure we can. So that's a guy that probably has Eon Duo, and smartly enough, he did invest mostly on his Lugia speed and special attack. So it's a person who knows what he's doing. Same thing goes to over here. Look at this. Look at this guy over here. So I'm going to use my speed boost. And I'm going to use the same strategy, use my Z Night charge just to make sure that I move again. And now I'm gonna try using my ultimate and see how much damage do I do. Honestly, it was not as much. I was honestly expecting much more. It's okay. Let's see how much the ultimate of the sun does, and it one-shots me, very sadly. Okay, so these are big boys over here, but I believe that if I use a Thunder set right now, I can counter one of the big boys. Let's check it out just to make sure. Just to keep in mind, those 17 million teams, since they are playing like Eon Duo and an attacker, I would not be surprised if that's like 10 million Pokemon. I would really not be surprised if this is like the main attacker, like the Ultra Sun and the Resonance Lugia. They're like around 10 million and they have like 3 million Eon Duo, because that's how you should usually play. That's how you should usually play. So we have Lugia over here. Now that I have Thunder set, I am much faster and I have enough speed to not get just smacked by the Lugia. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same strategy, right? And I'm going to use the Z Night charge to move again. So buffing myself, and it will move again. And since I have Mesprit on my team, I can try and use the ultimate and see how much damage it does. And it one-shots the freaking it does one-shot our Lugia over there. So good victory over here. I'm not even going to finish the battle because at this point it's just a Neon Duo, and you guys know it's just a support, so it's an easy win. Let's try the same strategy on Mr. Sharu. Sharu is the player with the Eon Duo and Ultra Sun. Honestly, I feel like I cannot I don't have enough damage for it. But now I will attack first. I will use my speed boost, okay? And I will start stacking some stuff. So, as you guys could see, I decided not to use my Z buff yet, because I want to try to use this one, even though it doesn't increase the damage. So right now I have 553k special attack. And let's see what happens if I use this Z buff again. I increase my attacks even further. So this is basically a cool trick for you guys to use if you guys use Master of Illusions. If you use the normal buff and then you use your Z buff to guarantee that you move again and you have extra damage to possibly have a one-shot move just like this. But this just like this did not work, and sadly I really need Zoroark. I really need this Zoroark to move and buff me up. So let's see if we can just put something on the Zoroark really quick and hopefully make Zoroark move as well so that he can buff me up. Let's go and try to go for the final battle. This sun over here is honestly very nice. It seems like a very nice sun over here, but hopefully, now with the Zoroark buff and the Master of Illusions buff, all of these buffs over here, hopefully, and the field now, hopefully this will be enough damage to one-shot the sun. Let's check it out. We don't have enough crit, but we move again. Because, for some reason, we move again. And all of that speed boost did matter. All of the stats did matter. And thankfully, we were able to finally kill that that Ultra Sun. As you can see, even my normal moves are not doing much against the regular Master of Illusions. Only my ultimate seems to be like the biggest damage dealing move of this Pokemon's kit. And that's something that I don't really enjoy as much in some Pokemon, which is your Pokemon would rely only on your ultimate to do damage. And not something that I really enjoy, only relying on your ultimate to do damage. But of course, it can be a thing, and if you're not against enemies that block your ultimate, this Pokemon just seems like very damn nice. And if you are a Pokemon that relies only on your ultimate to do damage, one of the things that you really need, but really need on your Master of Illusions is something called Focus Energy, which I don't have over here, obviously because it's not a main Pokemon. But for example, if I go over here to this big boy and check out the fusions, we have over here Focus Energy and High. These are the hidden skills that would also need to be on Master of Illusions. But yeah, this is it for today. I hope you guys did enjoy this video about Master of Illusions, and I hope you guys learned something new. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys on the next video.